Councilmember Ross,
Present.
Councilmember Summers Johnson. Absent. Councilmember Wooten. Absent. Council President Easton.
Present.
Also present is Joyce Lanier, the city clerk, Tamara Robinson, the deputy city clerk, Chris Hartwick, the business administrator, Director Best, planning director.
Present.
Eric Brown, fire chief.
Present.
Now Clements, CFO.
Present.
Vincent D. Filippo, health
Here.
officer. Paul Fiera, tax collector. Present. Marty Mays, public works director.
Marty Mays is having difficulty getting on. We're working with him.
Gracia R. Montillis, or is it Mizrahi? Are you representing?
Aaron Mizrahi for the law department tonight.
Thank you. Wendy Sykes, Director of Community Service. Absent. Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer.
Present.
Also present is Vincent Vidiello,
Here.
Marguerite Homer, Trish Scipio. I don't believe I saw Gabrielle. Gabrielle, are you on the meeting?
No, I don't believe she's on.
No. Can we please have a moment of silence?
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I would like to have this moment of silence for our police officer, Adrian Sen, who was hurt on early Saturday morning. So let's pray for his health and recovery. He is doing fine. He's talking, he's responding, he's answering phone calls, but let's continue to pray for his rapid healing and that his body will heal really fast. He's in very good spirits, which is a good sign. As long as you stay positive, your body will heal. So let's continue to pray for him today and this week. So I want to dedicate this moment of silence to him in the line of duty and all that he does for the city of Orange. Amen. Tamara?
Okay. Special notice, please be apprised anyone wishing to discuss agenda or general items shall email their statements or questions to citizen comments at no later than 7 p.m. the day prior to the scheduled public meeting. The City Council reserves the right to respond or not respond during the meeting to any citizen submission. The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9 et set sunshine law has been met. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, published in the record transcript on July 13, 2023, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council's website, the city's website, and filed in the office of the city clerk. There were no matters of discussion on the agenda tonight.
Ms. Robinson, I would like to suspend the rules, and going forward, even we should always have an update from our health officer, Mr. Vincent Di Filippo. So can we suspend the rules and just have him give us a moment and to the health of the city and talk.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Council President.
And Benny, talk a little bit about the mammogram van that you had in City Hall.
We had one, the mammogram van, last Friday. It was a very good turnout. We started at 12 o'clock. We had a little bit of a glitch regarding computer system, but we had a lot of people attend. It was a good showing. It was good.
When is it coming back?
That we're trying to reschedule again. We're trying to book it. We know that it's we booked that one a month and a half, 2 months in advance. So we're waiting for that one. We're waiting to get a commitment from them. They were good. So we're hoping we do get them back again. Just to give you some insight, we're looking good with COVID. State of New Jersey is at low. There's only two counties with medium down south. We have a 0.7% people attending the emergency room. Unfortunately, we have 2.3% people that have passed. Most of the strand is from the JN1, which accounts for about 88% of the people that did get COVID. As of up until the beginning of March to March 9th, that was the strand. It's the Omicron strand. And kindergarten to 12th grade, we have they've seen an influx of respiratory infections. That's throughout the state of New Jersey. As you know, CDC just changed the ruling regarding COVID, but unfortunately, we still have to accept our old rule. There's no 24-hour rule. It's the 5 days minimum, because the state of New Jersey hasn't accepted. CDC changed, but not the state of New Jersey as of yet. That's basically it. We are doing some audits in the city of Orange. We did find a couple more daycare centers that are not up to par with their vaccination records. Usually we give them about 2 weeks to have everything in up to date. If they don't comply, they'll either have a ticket or be shut down. And that's basically it. Is there any questions you want to ask me?
Any questions for our health officer? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please move the agenda.
Resolutions or ordinances to be presented at tonight's meeting are listed on the attached regular meeting agenda. If any council member wishes to discuss any resolution or ordinance, it may be discussed at this time.
Ms. Roberts, so you want to go through the ones that's being withdrawn?
Yes, so resolution number 180, 2024, as well as resolution 188, 2024. The recommendation is to withdraw these from the agenda.
And part of your,
Council President?
yeah, one moment. 24, 2021 is gonna stay postponed.
Oh, yes, thank you. 2024, 2021 ordinance will be postponed, and ordinance 2, 2024 will remain postponed. Well, tabled rather.
Yeah. Yes, Ms. Hilbert.
I just need you to repeat. I need Ms. Tamara to repeat that.
What her last statement?
You said 180-2024, 180-2024.
And 188 is being withdrawn.
Yes.
Okay, 188 wasn't this one. And then you said 24-2024?
Yes. Ordinance 24-2021 and ordinance -2, 2024. So 24 will remain postponed and 2 will remain tabled.
I also want to remove a few resolutions for a separate vote. 163-20.
Hold on. We do that during the consent agenda. We don't do that now. There is for the discussion of any of the resolution orders that you have questions on. When
I
we
do
get
have
the
questions.
consent agenda, then you can remove for separate vote, whatever you want to remove. Okay?
Okay, I do have questions regarding that resolution.
Which one?
163-2024.
Ask any questions you want, but you can't remove it to the consent agenda.
Okay, so Tamara, you just make note. So my questions regarding a resolution authorizing and ratifying the award of a non-fair and open professional services agreement with Integra Realty Resources. In regards to the study and the economic impact, could anyone speak to how many years would this impact study cover? Would it be 5? Would it be 5 to 10? Will it also include information regarding anticipation of new students into our school district?
It does cover impact on schools. It covers impact on infrastructure. It covers a period of 5 to 10 years, depending upon the category. It discusses the impact on police and fire. So it's pretty comprehensive. It's in accordance with the recommendations of the state controller's best practices.
Okay, and will it also include in its traffic study, a study about maybe rerouting vehicles from the school district and from residential areas?
It doesn't cover traffic impacts. Those get covered before the planning board.
Okay, so will it be included though? Like when will we receive that? Because it doesn't even tell us which development zones this is for.
Well, it's every development that asks for a pilot goes through this analysis with this company.
All right, so we won't be able to ask for the traffic study until those agreements come before us for the pilot.
Yeah, I for the projects that are reflected in the studies that have already been done, the traffic studies would have to be obtained from the planning board.
Okay. We'll make note of it. Okay. Thank you, B.A. Harper.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Any council members have on any of the resolution or ordinance? If the answer is no, then please move the agenda.
Do we have a motion to adjourn the conference meeting?
Motion to adjourn, Ross.
Second, Coley.
Motion to adjourn by Councilman Ross, second by Councilman Coley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Conference meeting is adjourned at 7:15 p.m.
Did any other council members join us? No?
Yes. Councilmember,
Montague. What time did you join?
like 7:07, 7:08,
7:06.
7:06.
All right.
And
Thank you.
Director Sykes is also here. She arrived at 7:14.
Who is?
Director Sykes.
Okay. Thank you.
This is a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Orange Township held via audio video conferencing on Tuesday, March 19th, 2024, following the conference meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
We're gonna ask our own Cliff Ross to lead us tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Present.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Present.
Councilmember Montague III,
Present.
Councilmember Ross,
Present.
Councilmember Summers Johnson, absent. Councilmember Wooten, absent. Council President Eason.
Here.
Also present is Joyce Lanier, the city clerk, Tamara Robinson, deputy clerk, Chris Hartwick, the BA, business administrator, Director Best, planning director, Derek Brown, fire chief, Niall Clement, CFO, Vincent D. Filippo, health officer, Paula Fiera, tax collector, Marty Mays, public works director, Chris Murray.
I'm here, Joyce.
Okay, Chris Murray, tax assessor. Wendy Sykes, Director of Community Service, Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer, Vincent Vidiello, the Police Chief, Marguerite Homer, City Clerk's Office, and Tricia Scipio, City Clerk's Office. The requirements of NJSA.
One moment, and you forgot to recognize our city attorney who's sitting tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Aaron Mizrahi, the Deputy City Attorney. The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9 et sec, the Sunshine Law has been met. A notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, published in the record transcript on July 13th, 2023, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council's website, the city's website, and filed in the office of the city clerk. We have no minutes to approve. Department monthly revenue collection for the month of February 2024. The clerk's office didn't collect anything. Historic preservation collected $280. The planning department collected $179,165. Community service collected $19,268. In February, we received 70 open requests, 63 were completed and 7 remains outstanding. Council reports.
Okay, tonight we're gonna start with a police chief.
Hello, everyone. Good to see everybody. Thank you for the moment of silence for Officer Adrianson, who was involved in an incident on early Saturday morning. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for everyone reaching out. Thank you for his visitors. He's making such a tremendous recovery, and he's in great spirits, and it's amazing what he went through, how he's recovering. So keep up those prayers, and we appreciate everyone reaching out and everyone sending the prayers. That's all I really have. So,
Any questions for our police chief?
Yeah, Council President.
Yes, Councilman Ross.
Yeah, how you doing, Chief Vinny?
good.
I just want to say that I'm on Central in Scotland every morning, and your guys are doing a great job keeping that corner clean, and everybody's down underneath, the tracks, and job well done. And the same goes for Joyce Street, I think it is, where the U-Haul place is. That's they're away from the houses on that street, and so I just want to say thank you to you and your men for a good job. And also I want to say that, I was at that PCC meeting last week. That was an excellent meeting. I wish more residents would come out and come to those meetings. A lot was learned, about, different things and different topics, and it was job well done. So I want you to thank your staff, Captain Cummins, Captain Mooney, yourself, and our police director. It was a job well done. So thank you for all that you guys do. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. And I'd like to expound on what you're saying. I wish more people would come, because it's not just, it's for everybody, even kids. This last meeting was about like our narcotics unit. We had our actually police dog there because he has several different jobs. And, it was kind of cool because we were showing like the parents or grandparents how sometimes they order up certain things through emojis. And, it was very informative. So hopefully as time goes by, we'll get the word out and we'll have more and more individuals. It's been taken to another level. There's always a PowerPoint, there's always presentation, there's always coffee, there's always cookies. So please, I just tell everybody, and the next time we have it in 3 months, I'd like to see a much bigger contingent coming out to support us.
Absolutely.
Council President. Hey, Chief, have you considered maybe just hosting it maybe on a Saturday afternoon? Where people, schedules are a little more freer than during the week.
We can do it. Actually, that's a good idea for maybe the summer months too, and we can have it outside. Where we had our first one and it was really big, and maybe do a little more.
Think about it. Okay.
Wow, good idea. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Coley, I would like to suggest Saturday morning, because when people get up, by afternoon, they're out doing their errands. So it's easy to do breakfast, isn't it? When people are just coming out. Just a suggestion.
No, definitely.
Maybe AM instead of PM.
whatever time on a Saturday, you know, you gotta catch people in motion rather than catching them at the end of the day when they're a little, kind of, burnt out, from the day. I mean, that's how, see it.
Now, listen, we'll do anything. We're 24/7.
Yep.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So no other question. Our fire chief.
Good evening, everyone, council members. Just want to report that we had on Sunday, March 10th, 740 Scotland Road came in about 9:45 We had a second floor apartment fire in that location. We had 2 people displaced. No injuries reported at that time and no injuries after the incident. The building has been cleared at that point and everybody's safe. Other than that, I have nothing else to report. The city is safe on the fire side. And any questions?
Any questions for our fire chief? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay safe, everyone.
Director Sites.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hello, Councilwoman. I'm going to be brief. We do have several events going on in community services. If you look on our website, they will be listed. We have several sports events for the seniors. I just want to highlight a couple things. We are hiring for lifeguards for the summertime for our pool. So if you are a lifeguard and would like to work for the summer, if you know someone who would like to apply to be a lifeguard, maybe new or who has worked with us in previous years, please ask them to fill out an application in the Human Resources Department, 2nd floor of City Hall. Our seniors, we will have an Easter brunch on April 5th in the council chambers on the 4th floor starting at 10:00 a.m. So that's something great. Today we actually had a the oldie but goodie karaoke for the seniors at the Upper Field House, and it was a nice turnout, and everyone really enjoyed themselves. It was a chance. It's actually these social events are not just a time for them to get out, but it also helps with the mental health of a lot of our seniors and individuals, at large. And that's something I believe that is needed. So when you hear that we're having these events, it would be great if you all will come out and participate. Or if you have a senior that you live with or that, grandmother or parent, let you know that these things are taking place. Wanted to also just mention that the swim badges for the pools this summer are available. Any renewals will be available as of April 1st. So you can come to the recreation department and pick up your swim badge. Also, the mammogram mobile or mammogram screenings will be at 340 Thomas Boulevard on April 4th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And again, all of this information and more will be, I want to mention one more thing. It is Women's Month and we're having our Women's History Month celebration. We are honoring 5 women in the city of Orange. I real I'm driving y'all. Sorry, I can't read the names right now. But it is Saturday, March 30th from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. at the Brady's Restaurant. Seats are limited, so if you are interested in coming, every year we have a good time. Just give us a call. And the number is 973-952-4116. And we will put you on the list. That's all I have. Thank you.
Director, hold on.
Yes.
Who was that called director? Who has a question?
I do, Council. What's the age for the life?
The age for the lifeguards, are you saying?
Yes, the
18 and up.
18 and up? Okay.
18 and up? Yeah.
Okay.
Director Sites. 98 High Street doesn't a place that's
You're breaking
conducive
up,
to
Council President.
mammogram.
Council President,
Yes.
in order for you to feedback, Director Sykes needs to.
Oh, can you?
Everybody needs to mute.
Where were we? Any sites? Yeah, quick question. You wanna mute? For a minute? Being that 90 High Street doesn't have a place conducive for the mammogram van, could we consider busing them over to 340 for the mammogram?
We can bus them over. They just have to register. We can pick them up from anywhere. We would just need to get them in the register. So I'll coordinate that with the supervisor.
Okay, would somebody from Odo 90 High Street, please? Okay. Thank you. Chris Murray, tax assessor.
Good evening. I don't have much to report. I just want to give you an update on the County Tax Board Appeals. Currently, we have 15, and out of that 15, there's 8 that are tax court pending. So they just file procedurally just to get kicked up to the state tax court. And that's basically it. I'll give you more of an update after the April 1st deadline. So we'll have like a complete docket for all the county tax board cases. Any questions?
Any questions for our tax assessor? If not, did Director Mays join us?
Director Mays, his bandwidth was not sufficient and he can't make a connection. So if there are any questions for Director Mays, I'll attempt to answer them.
Any questions for Director Mays? If not, we'll move on to our tax collector, Ms. Fiera.
Council President?
Yes, Councilman.
This is probably for Chief Vinny and Chris regarding Colgate. I've been noticing the last few days when the workers aren't working on the court, on the new basketball court, children and adults are playing with the machines there. Is there a way we can rope that off? I've noticed it. Matter of fact, I stopped by and asked them not to be on that court. So maybe that needs to be, because they're playing in the field, maybe that needs to be roped off or something.
Well, I'll have my my officers go by tomorrow morning and assess it where it is, and I'll station some guys in the area in that
Thank
part.
you. I just don't want anyone to get hurt. I don't know if those machines to start up or anything, you know.
No, you're right. No, we'll have somebody there. We'll check it out in the morning.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're moving on to our tax collector.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have much to report. Just wanted to remind everyone that second quarter taxes are due May 1st, and you have until May 10th to pay without interest. And that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, Council President, what is our current tax collection rate?
Oh, I have it in my bag here. Give me 1 second. For 2023 was 99.29%.
99.29%.
29%.
Let me just say this to you, Paula, and to your team and to Chris, BA. You guys have come a mighty long way in transitioning our tax collection department. I just want to thank you and the BA for putting this all together, for getting our tax collection rate to where it is. And I just hope that it maintains at this level and continue to do what you do. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Councilwoman Wooten has joined us.
We did, all right. We're gonna go to Director Bess.
Good evening, Council President and council members. Our projects continue to move forward. And as far as our department, we are the code enforcement. We're working alongside with the DPW office with the newly amended garbage ordinance to implement those changes. We're working with them, and that is basically it for now. And I'll take any questions.
Questions for Director Bess?
Yes, Council President. How you doing, Director Bess?
I'm well, thank you, Councilman.
When you say you're working with DPW regarding the garbage program, what is it you mean by that? What are you doing?
Our code enforcement inspectors are working with the DPW team as far as enforcing the new, as far as the new residents that have to get the garbage cans that are appropriate now, and ensuring that everyone has what they need, what's asked for in the ordinance. So we're doing our helping to manage that task.
Okay. Has any fines or anything been given out thus far?
It's just being rolled out. So when the residents are aware, they're going to receive, and I'm sure if Marty was on here, he would speak on that as well. Once all the residents are provided with the new information and what their requirements are, there's going to be, a time period for them to get those items, and then we'll begin the enforcement part of it.
But the whole city is aware right now of the new restriction.
Councilman Ward, this is Roy Winfield. I could jump in and help. The city is being dropped throughout the whole city. The information is being dropped and putting people on notice. We are not ticketing anyone. We're just bringing everybody in compliance with the new ordinance. And at some point, we're just going to be issuing warnings as the educational piece. No one is being ticketed until this is completely rolled out and the educational pieces are fully distributed.
Okay, but my question was, has the information been distributed throughout the city right now?
That,
Or we
that,
still
that
doing it?
that is correct. And Laquana's office has emailed it out to all the supers and managers of each building. And those that's not registered, we are dropping them directly to the supers and managers ourselves.
We also sent a notice in the last tax bill.
Okay, great, thank you.
Any other questions for Director Best? If not, we will move on to our CFO.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, Orange. We have a few items on the agenda tonight. First being a resolution for the transfer of appropriation reserves. We also have a resolution authorizing $5 million in tax anticipation notes. We've done this across the last couple of years. This is for cash flow reasons in regards to our annual pension bill, which comes due in April, and we need the cash flow until our second quarter tax receipts come in May. Lastly, one resolution we have on the agenda is a resolution to increase our temporary budget appropriations. This is adding 3 grants to the budget. It's also adding the appropriations for PERS and PFRS. Those are the annual pension bills that I just mentioned, and also some prior year bills that we have to pay. Are there any questions?
Are there any questions for our CFO? If not, we will move on to our business administrator.
Thank you.
I just want to piggyback on what Raymond and Ms. Best reported with regard to the garbage so that there's some clarity and perhaps people who are listening can spread the word. Not only has the city been dropped a informative notice regarding the requirements of the new ordinance and a mailing's been done, but over the next couple days, the city will be dropped again. It will provide residents with an opportunity over the next 30 days to figure out how they're going to comply, particularly with the garbage can requirement. Then notices will be written by code enforcement people beginning in the beginning of April. We will not go to strict enforcement of the ordinance with one minor exception until May. So we will blitz from an information standpoint, blitz from a violation notice standpoint, and then we will start ticketing. The exception is multifamily buildings, large multifamily buildings. They've all been notified, particularly with respect to the dumpster and garbage can requirement. So they will no longer be permitted to put bags out at the curb, and they will be summoned starting in April.
Great, thank you.
Any
And that's
questions?
all I have.
Yes, Council President.
Yes, Councilman.
Is there any kind of co-op we could offer residents where they can get garbage cans for cheaper so they can comply with the new ordinance? Some kind of co-op where they can get it just a little cheaper because we're forcing them to go into their pockets. You know, I know it's going to be a requirement, but is there a way we can help the community?
We can look at that. We did look at buying all of the garbage cans ourselves, but that was prohibitively expensive. So
Right.
you can look at a co-op to see if there are better prices that could be arranged for residents.
That would be great. Because I had a couple individuals stating, you know, those garbage cans cost $50, $60, $75, and some of them might not be able to comply on time. Is there going to be a hardship waiver or?
There's nothing in the ordinance that permits a hardship waiver from the can requirement.
Okay.
And remember that this entire effort is driven to drive down the rodent population.
Right. No.
Allowing for exceptions would not be a good idea.
Right. So maybe we should look into a co-op or something.
We'll
to
do that.
alleviate some of their problems.
Council President?
But Councilman Montague, you can also do that. I mean, you're out there a lot and know a lot of businesses and people, but you can also help with the research. Find a co-op that's willing to give us the discount. If we buy them from them, you might want to start on Main Street with our, what is the name of the new business on Main Street? Not the new one, but.
They used to be Epstein's. Maybe
Start with him. Try
Right.
Epstein's and see what he offers. Because sometimes they do economy of scale. If you buy 10, they give you 15% off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's something that you can research also.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah. And there's a couple of places. Maybe we can contact Walmart or one of the other Home Depot to see if we can talk to the manager that we can do some economies of scale.
Right.
Accident Coley.
I made this suggestion and recommendation when we first started talking about this particular garbage ordinance. If we go into kind of transition, to this type of garbage can, maybe we should just buy in bulk and just assess property owners, just absorb this cost into the tax bill, $50 or $100, whatever the cost of the can is, and just kind of absorb that into their into the tax bill, over the 4 quarters, so it doesn't be that much of a burden on the impact. Just a suggestion.
I'm going to suggest that we take that offline with our business administrator, because when you miss increasing taxes, everybody's hair stands up. So
it's just
I understand, but we're going to take it offline and do some things to investigate to see what we can come back to the table with as a recommendation for everyone. I just bought 2 new cans, and both of the tops are missing all the way because the garbage man broke them in half or broke them all the way up. But so I knew I got to buy new ones. So we'll just take that offline and see what we can come up with as a plan to help out if there's a need to do that.
Council President.
Yes, Councilwoman Wooten.
First, I want to apologize. I'm just over the moon. My granddaughter just came in from spring break, so I'm kind of over the moon. She's in the room, and thank God that she's here. She's safe. Okay, now to business. So when conversations were had regarding the garbage ordinance, in the ordinance it states that the garbage cans need to be 55 gallon. So I just want to ask the city, whenever they were talking, did they speak about this? Because as I've spoken before, we have seniors and those cans are too heavy. And if we could, I would really like to amend that ordinance to make it just be a requirement for garbage cans with lids. So that question is to the administration regarding their talks.
You're muted, Business Administrator.
We did speak about the 55-gallon requirement, and we made an administrative discretionary decision that we're not going to write that ticket, and we have put that provision on a list of amendments that we'd like to present to the council at some future date after we've started to enforce some of the ordinance provisions, and there may be some other things that come up that need to be amended as well. So we'd like to do it at that time. But in the interim, no enforcement will be done on the 55-gallon can requirement. A garbage can with a lid will suffice.
Okay, thank you. And my next question is, I know all garbage is supposed to be put out in cans, and it's not, especially at big apartment buildings. So are we going to start enforcing this now, or what's the timeline on that enforcement?
The apartment buildings particularly will be enforced on the can requirement and the dumpster requirement starting on April 1st.
All right, thank you. And are we, as a city, mandated to purchase dumpsters for apartment buildings, or is that cost given back to the apartment building?
For those buildings that are using our collection service, the collector, the sanitation collector provides the dumpsters. For those buildings that use private collection services, assuming they have room, they have to procure the dumpsters. If they don't have room, they have to procure the cans.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions for our business administrator? If not, please move the agenda.
We have no communications and petitions, citizen comments on general issues and agenda items. Please be advised that members of the public wishing to orally address the council on any subject matter shall be permitted to do so during the portion of the meeting by indicating a raised hand at that time. When called upon by the council president, each speaker must enable his or her camera and microphone and state his or her name and address before proceeding further. Those unable to activate a camera feed may still be permitted to speak at the council president's discretion. To facilitate maximum public involvement and maintain order, each speaker will have 1 5-minute period to interact orally with the council. Screen sharing or visual aids will not be permitted. Written comments submitted in advance of this meeting were forwarded to the council, all council members, published on the city website, and will be appended to the final approved minutes. They will not be read aloud, and anyone submitting a written statement will not be permitted to also speak at the meeting. The council will consider all comments and questions, oral or written, and respond if and when appropriate, which may or may not be during the meeting. Members of the public are reminded to be courteous and mindful of other individuals' rights when speaking. A council meeting is not the proper venue to discuss personal matters or lodge complaints against specific city employees or private individuals who may have personal protections afforded them under the state and or federal law. Therefore, each speaker should consider his or her remarks may trigger those protections for anyone identified in or affected by them, and should be aware that they are legally responsible for their own statements. The city bears no liability for any comments made by any member of the public, and anyone repeatedly speaking out or out of turn or making comments that are disruptive, obscene, or otherwise offensive in the nature may be permanently removed from the meeting.
Okay, the first hand I see is Ms. Aisha Samuel.
Hello, everyone. Aisha Samuel, 401 Highland Terrace. A couple of things. I went on it's now March. It just started to be spring, and I'm a planner. So I went on to the city's website for recreation, and it says all of these things, click here, and when you click on them, there's nothing there. So I'm wondering when Recreation is going to update their information on the website. And also speaking about recreation, last year they were supposed to have swimming lessons, and whenever I would contact them regarding these swimming lessons, I was given the runaround. I don't want that this summer. I want to know exactly what time and what date these swimming lessons are. And I'm aware that during the mornings, the pools are not available because they're being rented to other places. And I'm wondering, like, when was that voted on? Like, why is it that our pool that we pay for is being rented to other places? And what happens to that money? And why are we not allowed to use the pool that's in our area that we pay for? Then there is also the issue, I forgot what the rest of it was I was supposed to talk about, but that was the main thing for me. Just and you guys are usually having stuff for seniors. I have yet to see anything for parents with small children or even for teenagers. Like when I went to the meeting that the cops had, it was only old ladies there. I was probably the youngest person there, and I'm almost 50. So that just...
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
That's not me. I don't know who that is.
Are you finished, Ms. Samuels?
Yeah, I'm finished. I just want to know about recreation and what y'all are planning for the summer. And like y'all are always doing stuff for seniors, but y'all never do anything for parents or for children. Like Easter is coming up, and instead of y'all having Easter egg hunt, y'all are having a brunch for seniors. And y'all have a whole bunch of children here and a whole bunch of schools here. And I don't even see anything from the schools about. I know talk to the Board of Education about that, but that's all I have to say.
Yeah, just two responses. For the schools, school information, you have to talk to the board. They have board meetings, I think, every second Tuesday. And I think they are in person, so that you can address with them because we have no control over what the education offers. But also, as far as the meetings that you say is all old ladies there, I don't think you want to say that. I think you want to say seniors. And one of the things I want to say is that those meetings are publicized, robocalls are done. We cannot force people to come to meetings. They have to make a conscious decision to do that their own. It just so happens that maybe the seniors are the ones that's very interested and they tend to participate. We cannot control what they call the millenniums and what they do and what they don't do. All we can do is put the information out there and invite them to attend. If they choose not to, there's nothing we can do about that.
I get that. I'm not saying that.
Hold on. You had your say. We're gonna move on. We're gonna let is Wendy Sykes is Director Sykes still on? Does she have a representative on? Oh, Director Sykes.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Want to respond to her?
Sure. There will be an Easter egg hunt for the children. I announced it. That was one of the pages that I announced earlier in my presentation. We will make sure that these items are on the website as our flyers come out. We always have flyers at Recreation, and they're supposed to be on the website. So I will double check that tomorrow to make sure that all of our information from the health department, older adults, and Recreation is listed on the website. We will also do the email and robocalls for each event that is coming up. There are plenty of events for young children. We have basketball events, skills and drills. We start our elementary basketball. We have several other sport events. We have girls flag football coming up. So it's just a matter of getting it. Well, it should have been on the website. Like I said, I'll make sure that it's up there tomorrow. But we'll also have the email and the phone blast.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Right. Ms. Tennant?
Rachel Tennant, 461 Waverly Place. Can you clarify why we're renting out the pool and how much we get? And is that rolled back into Metcalf Park? The other thing I wanted to say, I just had a friend of 40 years pass in a neighboring community. She was getting ill, sick for months, and no one could figure out why. They found her dead in her apartment. Her family found black mold in her apartment while they were cleaning it out. So when people complain about seeing black mold in the apartment, I think someone should do something about it. Unfortunately, she never knew because it was hidden behind furniture. The other thing is the water bill. I paid my water bill late because I did not realize it was my water bill. Is there any way the city can put a stamp on the envelope to indicate water bill? I'm so used to Veolia, but when I received the bill, I thought it was telling me that my taxes went up $1,000. You know, I already knew that, so I didn't open it. So when I decided to open it, I realized it was my water bill. So I ran to City Hall and paid it. Because of course I don't want to be on that sheriff's list for $131. The other thing was, who does our financial audits? Is there a company, what company it is, or can you share that with the public? But definitely start off with the swimming pool. Are we still renting that out? Because I think the residents who really work hard in that park, I think their families would like to use that.
Councilwoman, if you want, Council President, I can answer that one, because we inspect them.
Okay.
Go ahead, Vinny.
The pools usually get rented out to the daycare centers like Don Bosco down by the valley and a couple of local daycare centers that we have. They come into the morning because most of our pools get usage in the afternoon. So they come in for swimming lessons and things like that.
Okay, does Orange have swimming lessons as well?
Yes, they do, through the lifeguards that they have.
And I think the other question was they wanted to know where the money was going when you rented it out.
Yes.
That's a question I can't answer. I would assume it's going to recreation.
The money gets collected, this is, Director Sykes. Money gets collected like all the funds that we collect and fees that we collect in the department, and they get, reported back into the administration and finance department. It's a part of that number that's reported out, in the beginning by the city clerk.
Okay, how about the financial audit?
So the auditor is a company called, I just blanked. I'm sorry.
Ms. Tennant, the company's called O'Connor Davies.
There you go. And the audits are on the financial transparency page under finance on the website.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tennant.
Ready.
Ms. Williamson?
Yes, hi. I'm Shireen Williamson. I live at 447 Alden Street. So a couple things. For one, I've been here now in Orange for over 6 years. I'm still frustrated with the recreation department. There is absolutely, I don't care what's her name? I've reached out to her, Wendy Sykes, a couple times. She never got back to me because I think the last couple times I was on a meeting a while back. I was given her cell number, left her a message, never got back to me about recreation for my daughter. I'm still taking my daughter outside of Orange. I'm paying a lot of taxes and I can't do anything for my 15-year-old in Orange. Whatever you advertise, I don't see nothing. Your links don't work on your website. I don't see any flyers. So you guys can keep talking about you have things for kids. I see nothing when I click on your website. I'm still taking my daughter to Montclair to do stuff when I prefer to see where my tax dollars are going, and I still don't see it. Another thing I want to address is about the garbage ordinance. So I have purchased garbage cans in the past 6 years twice because your garbage men have destroyed my cans multiple times. And it is costly. It's $55, $45 each time for 2 cans that I always put out. And now the tops of my cans are missing. And now you have this ordinance where we have to have tops. I don't know what they do with my tops. So who's going to replace my tops? Are you guys going to replace my garbage cans? Because I'm not buying another garbage can. They're fine now, but without tops. So,
This administrator, and I'm sorry, Director Mays is not on tonight, but isn't there something where if she reported to the garbage company, he would replace them, right?
Assuming that the garbage company has broken them and they're not broken from where, we have a new provision in the contract that requires them to replace them.
This is not an assumption, they did. So I replaced it, but now my tops are missing. Because I get back to work, running my errands, and my tops are gone. I don't think my neighbors stole the tops of my garbage cans. They have their own. And theirs missing as well.
Oh, that's something we will address with the garbage company, so we're noting
So if
that.
okay, but if I get, so now I'm not gonna replace it because the garbage cans like that I have now, like I said, they're fine, they're not broken, but my tops are missing. So now if I get ticketed, now what? Where does that leave me?
The ordinance requires the garbage cans to have tops. And it's the owner's responsibility to provide the can and the top.
I did provide a can and a top. Your garbage people, I don't know what they did with my tops. So now I'm asking, now that I get ticketed, I didn't throw my tops away. I bought the garbage can for $55, $45 at Home Depot. What happens now if I get ticketed? Because my tops are missing.
Ms. Williamson, you want to share your phone number, please?
Sure, 917-549-9703.
All right, we will have our director of Public Works checking it, and we'll get back to you, okay?
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Ms. Howell?
Hello. Hi. Good evening, everyone. My address is 483 Mountain View Avenue. I'll be quick. I have a question in regards to the lawsuit that was filed, Orange versus Rose Avenue. Is there a docket number associated with that case? Because one of my colleagues or neighbors lived in that building, and I'm just curious if echo.
Hold on. Everybody, please.
Mr. Fields has to keep his hands muted. It's Mr. Fields. Please make sure you stay muted.
Who is that? Whose is that one?
Mr. Fields.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Howell.
Yes, that's okay. I'm just curious if the city, I read an article at WPIX, and the link seems to be broken, no longer available. I'm just curious as to what has happened with that case. Is Orange, because I was really excited that the city was suing that landlord for negligence. Is there a docket number assigned to that case? Do you know? I guess my question is to the attorney that filed the lawsuit.
We're gonna have our city attorney to respond to that. He might not answer tonight. He might ask for your phone number so he can call you directly. Deputy City Attorney.
Sure. So, Council President, so what I can say right now is, and I can confirm that the city has filed a lawsuit against the landlord and multiple entities. It's a pretty comprehensive case. They have accepted service, so we're moving to the next steps. But Ms. Howell, if you want, I'll give you the number to my office. You can give me a call tomorrow, and we'll talk.
Okay.
It's 973-952.
I'll probably have to call and ask the clerk because I can't write.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to write while you're.
It's also on the website, so if you just go into the Department of Law, my number's there, the main number's there as well. So definitely give me a call and let me know, if you want to put us in touch with your friend that was living there. We could certainly talk to, anybody that is interested and anybody that that is affected by that property.
Yes, I was very excited because of, I saw pictures of rats and, roaches, and that person had young children. So, we don't want people to have families living in such squalor conditions. So I was really concerned about that. So I'm happy to know that you're going after this landlord, and maybe it'll be a sign to an example for other landlords to take care of their buildings better.
That's our goal.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ms. Campbell?
Hi. Do I need to wait till the timer resets? Okay, perfect. Thanks. Okay, so I have a few things. One, I saw, legislation for bike regulation. Is that still on the agenda for this evening?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it alluded to bike crash data. Is that data for Orange, New Jersey, or is it for Essex County, or is it for the state overall?
It's Council President.
Okay. Let her ask all her questions and then we'll respond.
Okay.
So, use your
Oh.
time.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so then the second question has to do with Metcalf Park. Is Chief Benny still on the call?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hi, Chief. So
Hello.
we've had a lot of conversations with yourself, with Captain Easton, and even with I forgot his title, but the mayor's brother, about cops parked in Metcalf in Metcalf, and so they're parked at facing the main entrance, right, to respond to stop signs, to people who are blowing stop signs, right? And so the action is that when somebody does that, they zoom out of the park, which we've seen them do this several occasions, right? And fortunately enough, nobody was hurt, but they zoom out this entrance, which is past where the children play at in the play area. And so, constantly we shiver at the fact that one day a child could be playing so freely, not even aware of what's going on with a car, and an accident can occur. And so, we plead with you, with other people, even I contact some of the city council members on this. And I wish that we can come to some kind of agreement, because I'm not sure that the cars are necessary. Why can't they be on foot patrol? Why can't they be on bike patrol? Why can't there be some other remedy to this? Why can't they park outside the park at other intersections? I mean, there must be some other alternative. And so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, because we've had too many conversations on this, and I don't know if we're just waiting for something to happen to just be like, oops, or are we going to kind of be proactive about this? So I don't know what it takes for us to for everybody to sit down and discuss this. But I'm hoping that you take us seriously, because we don't want to come back after the fact. Chief Benny? Hello? Chief Benny?
Yes, yes. I'm
He
actually,
looked like he was busy. I don't want to be talking to myself.
no, I wasn't busy. I'm actually trying. I'm trying to
Then
handle
I
this
could
right now.
pivot. I'm on a timer. I could pivot and do to something else and come back to you.
That's what
No,
we're
no,
gonna do.
I'll tell you right now. We'll assess what's going on.
Chief Benny, we're gonna.
Okay, I could pivot.
Right
Okay.
out, and then you will answer her call. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the other thing I have on my list is, so there was some new legislation, I believe was signed today by Governor Murphy, about affordable housing. So I'm wondering, do we know what the impact of that is to Orange? I'd like to know, I'm sure other people would like to know what the conversation would be here locally in regard to how, we're going to approach this legislation. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we gotta go back to.
Can I follow up real quick, Council President?
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. All right. I thought that situation was taken care of. Thanks for bringing it up to us again. And I turned my back because I wanted to make a phone call to take care of this right away as we're speaking.
I totally understand. But you know they got me on a
Ms.
timer.
Campbell,
I know.
Ms. Campbell, you have let you conclude your talking.
Oh,
So
good.
now
We conversed about it. Easton, relax.
Yes.
Relax.
We're gonna go first through your questions. We're gonna go through your questions.
So, again, thank you for bringing it up. It is a concern. So we'll assess how they've been doing it. I'm going to stop them from enforcing the stop sign in that manner.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking that. That's not what I'm asking.
No. I said in that manner.
In that manner. Got you.
Yes,
Okay.
by that manner.
Got you.
So, no, we're not going to stop because, God forbid, somebody runs a stop sign, hits one of our kids. We don't want that. So, we'll look at better ways that we can enforce that. And, you can always reach out to me, give me a call, and let me know how it's going. And I'd appreciate the input. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, who wants to answer the question about the bike crash data? Councilwoman Wooten?
Yes. So I got that data is for national, is for everywhere. And what I probably could do is, because I know that you are a bike expert, Ms. Campbell, you and I have spoken about bikes as it pertains to my granddaughter and everything else. I would be happy to sit down with you and read through this, because I really want to be on point. And this piece of legislation came to me from one of my neighbors. She almost hit a biker. It was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock at night because the bike didn't have any lights on. And she was saying, well, Adrian, shouldn't they have lights? And then when you start doing the research, you find out that there are a lot of things that they should have. And she just wanted to make sure that we take care of those things in the city of Orange Township. But I would be happy to sit down with you and go through some things, like you say, like Adrian, a councilwoman, you might want to take this out. You might want to look at this report. And then when we bring it up for second reading, we could just make the adjustments and go ahead and vote on it. So I think we have each other's numbers. We could just connect and go through and let me know this is good, this is not good. Because Miss Campbell is a biking expert, if you don't know. And back during the summer, my granddaughter taught herself how to ride, and I was telling her how she did that. And Miss Campbell, was saying that was exactly right, when we were thinking it was absolutely crazy to teach yourself how to ride a bike without pedals. So I'll be glad to give you a call this coming week, and we can sit down and go through this legislation whenever you have some time.
Councilman Wood, one of the suggestions from the Finance Committee is that
you're muted. You're muted.
No, I'm not. I'm not muted.
No, Ms. Campbell was speaking. I'm sorry.
No. We're done with that piece of it. She made her speech and we're moving on. One of the suggestions was that you also meet with the police department, because it's going to be their job to enforce it and see what they would like to add or take away from it, or add or delete. So as you guys do that meeting before second reading, so when it comes back, they have weighed in on everything that you have in that ordinance. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Fabiola, Judy?
Yes. Hi, everybody. I just have two questions. First, for the garbage.
Moment. We need you to put you have to put your audio on. We need to be able to see your face.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My question is, for the garbage can, is that goes to recycle too?
Minister Administrator?
The recycling can also has to have a lid, yes.
Because the only recycled can that I have home was the one they gave you from the city. And I thought it was recycled. That's different than garbage. So we must purchase another can for recycle.
If you don't have a lid on the can, you have to have a lid.
Okay. And my second, I hear you. That's a lot of money for all residents, for everything, whatever they ask for. Got it. My second question, I don't know if who's responsible for that. Mr. May is probably not here today. What's going on where they have to pave everybody in Seven Oaks sidewalk, when for the past 24 years I've been living in Orange? Valley Street is so bad. I hear there's a plan to fix it. Until I see that, I will find out if they're going to do something about Valley Street. And right in the corner where I live, both houses in the corner, when there's a truck going by, it's shaky. And they said there's something they have to fix deep down on the ground. I don't know what happened, but it was never fixed. And they don't care about the people in certain places. My taxes were raised over $5,000 just last year. Over $5,000 just last year. Don't know why. and the city doesn't do anything for me. And I don't need the city to do anything for me. But certain requirement, why all people in Seven Oaks sidewalk were paved? And what about the other residents?
Ms. Fabiola, could you repeat again your address, please?
741 McLaughlin Place.
Okay, Business Administrator Hartwig, you want to respond to that, or you want to get her number and get back to her?
I'd like to get back with her with Mr. Mays, if I could.
Could you give him your number, please?
973-223-2654.
Okay, you can expect a call from us this week.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Council President?
Yes, Councilwoman Hibbert.
No,
I'm sorry.
Ms. McConnell. Yes. I just wanted to address, if I could, Ms. Campbell, in reference to the affordable housing piece she mentioned.
Okay. Go ahead.
The city planner, we're working with the city planner in reference to the fair share housing and sustainability, which is required, as she stated, by the state. So just wanted everyone to know that will, once that is completed, that reporting is done, it will be presented to the planning board as well as the city council. So we are working on that as far as obtaining all the fair share housing information and how the city plans to move forward within the next few years with that piece. I just wanted you all to know that.
Thank you. Okay, no other hands? Please move the agenda.
I have a motion to close citizen comments.
Motion to close citizen comments.
Second, Ross.
Motion by Council Member Easton, second by Council Member Ross. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Council comments.
All right, tonight we're gonna start with Councilman Coley.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I forgot to ask. Well, I had this from Mr. Mays, but I just put it out here for my comments. I believe in our somewhere I've seen this in our garbage or trash ordinance where it talks about scavengers, people who come through the neighborhoods before the garbage trucks come and take out the recycling aluminum. That's happening quite a bit, and I don't know what we could do, to enforce that, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. BA or whomever, the aluminum and the trash that these scavengers are taking, these are some revenues that the city can get back, at some point in time with the garbage collection. And we have folks going through every morning, just scavenging through our bags and whatever, garbage cans, taking the aluminum cans and the bottles, and a lot of times they just leave the trash, along the way. Something needs to be done, rather than just letting these folks continue to come through and scavenge, through our trash. I know that is on the low end, but it's still a quality of life issue. And if we don't do something about it, it's just going to continue to, get worse. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Hilbert.
Thank you, Council President. So my conversation piece is going to be a little bit of statements and questions as well. Some things just popped up while we were going through the agenda. So first and foremost, I just want to say good evening and thank you to all the residents and administration, everyone who took time to come on the meeting tonight. I don't have anything to report or any events coming up at this moment. If I do, I will share the flyers with the administration to notify the public. I did want to ask a few questions regarding, unfortunately, Director Mays isn't here, but hopefully someone else can chime in. If we have signs that are down in the community, what is the protocol to reinstalling them? Because I witnessed a truck knocking over the sign for Scotland and Mitchell over in front of Bravo. And then there's another sign down in the West Ward over by Central Avenue near the bus stop, when you're about to go around the corner directly across from the playground there.
So if you see signs that are down or get knocked down, if you call them into Public Works, we'll go out and to the extent that we can replace, reinstall them, we will. If they need to be replaced, we have to order them. Just as an aside, all Public Works employees are instructed as they drive through the city to take note of any signs that are damaged, down, or missing.
Awesome, thank you. The other question I had was regarding the permit parking. I believe it was 1-2024, the ordinance that I proposed earlier this year regarding permit parking for Fairview Avenue. Did the investigation conclude? Was there any findings or any recommendations?
Ms. Ray, you want to respond?
Sure.
Okay.
There was a meeting among administration people and a couple of representatives that from the council that took place to identify issues that need to be addressed. We started with all of the streets that are currently have permit parking. The law department is doing an analysis of the ordinance to see historically how we got to where we are today, and to collectively come up with some recommendations that we can present to the council on how we're going to deal with requests for permit parking going forward.
Okay, how is it determined which council member is attending these meetings? Because it was a question regarding the West Ward, and so we're pretty much sitting ducks when the residents are asking us for follow-ups. So, and let me put it this way. I'm the West Ward council member, and so this came about after my ordinance was presented. So I wasn't reached out for any feedback. No one reached out to me for any feedback. Neither were the people involved with the petition.
Oh, Ms. Ray, you want me to respond to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Hibbert, I called the meeting because there was some concern about permit parking also in my ward. And I suggested we all get together, and I think Councilman Ross was there as the at-large representative, and we had Public Works there, and we sat down to go through the process. I think if you remember, we discussed it on a council meeting, and I suggested we have a meeting, and we finally got to have that meeting because people kept asking when were we going to have that meeting. And our deputy city attorney, so we had that meeting on Monday. And as we get further into the process, it would all be shared with the council members before anything is finalized. But it's going to take the city attorney's office some time to do all the research to look at, because if we pulled the legislation said border. It was only for the borders of the city. It never included internal permit parking in the city. So that's where we were in violation. So we didn't know how 42 streets got permit parking when the legislation, the ordinance strictly says borders, like borders for East Storage, borders for West Storage, borders for Mount Clair. So we have to go back now and see how we got so far off track and get ourselves back into compliance. So that's what we're working on.
I understand. Thank you for giving me more details. Because when you say border, I'm West Ward and I'm right there next to West Orange. It's literally like almost 2 blocks. So more details kind of help me explain it to the residents as well as why the council needs more time.
Right.
And then if it's going into play certain amount of feet from a border, that type of stuff, it helps. So I appreciate that. Thank you. And then lastly, because my time had ran out, lastly, I was going to ask a question regarding the sump pumps, the ordinance for the sump pump. Let me pull it up. Is 9-2024. I believe Council Member Wooten is on the call. I just wanted to ask a question regarding this. I know that the ordinance does speak a little bit to new installations after March 1st. Have you considered, or is it necessary for a person to run radon testing before they install it? Because some pits are actually another access point for the fumes to enter homes.
I don't know that question, Councilmember Hibbert, and let me just state again, and I'm going to go back to something I've been saying. We have our conference meeting, and those are the type of things we always talk about as a council during our conference meeting. And you were on the conference meeting. Remember, we asked anybody have any questions on anything on the agenda? So we could have had an extensive conversation about some pumps. Everything could have got explained, because I think Chris Howard has explained it a couple of times. But in the future, as we move forward, let's try and do these things during the conference meeting. That's what it's for. Anything on the agenda that you want to discuss, and we could discuss it as a group.
Well, as I stated when I started my statement, I did say some questions arise as we were going through the agenda. And, this is my opportunity to speak out on some stuff. And I'd rather do it now versus wait until we get into the voting portion, because I know everybody's want to be in and out when it comes to that time. So it's just a simple question. And if the councilwoman wants to speak offline about it, that would be cool. But I just wanted to just add that point as a recommendation, or just ask a simple question. If it even requires that, maybe the VA can answer to that. But this is my time to speak my mind. Thank you.
Administrator Hartwig, can you respond to that?
Well, the ordinance doesn't address that. But I didn't draft the ordinance, Councilwoman Wooten did, so maybe she should respond.
Councilwoman Wooten?
Thank you, VA Hartwig. That's a really good question, and I did not speak to that in the ordinance, because that's kind of like maybe like a zoning or that type of question, but I would be glad to visit that. And thank you for asking that question. We can talk about it offline with one of our inspectors. Probably it might be Bobby, who deals with plumbing. I'm not sure, but I'll make a call tomorrow. We speak to him, and if it needs to be amended, we can amend it and read the amendments in the record during the second portion, if you like. I just sent you a text, Councilwoman Hibbert.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Radon is really, the question about radon is really an environmental issue. Remember some years ago when they did all the radon testing in the North Ward? So, Councilwoman Hibbert, why did you have a concern about radon?
Well, we're talking about new installations and, purchasing home or doing new construction. I know we do have an ordinance that say the sellers are responsible to help with testing. So if we have places where there's a home and they want to add a sump pump, so it's just creating safeguards is a wonderful piece of legislation. I think it's very proactive, especially with increasing flooding that we're having in the city. So I'm just trying to cover all bases and make sure that the homes are also secure. If by chance we have any positive locations for radon.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Thank you so much, ladies.
You're welcome. You done?
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Montague? You're muted. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be really brief. Most of my questions were answered during council reports. First of all, prayers go up to the entire, how do you pronounce it? Anderson family. Prayers go up to his family. Also, I just want, to let you know, I'm one of those people that our health officer, D. Filippo, was referring to that was subject to upper respiratory infection. I didn't know that was going around, but I had it for 5 days. I'm just recovering from it. So, thank you so much. I want to know, is the openings for the lifeguard, is that on our website? The job openings for the lifeguards?
Yes, it is.
It's on the website. Okay. Okay, that's it for me tonight. I'm going to defer to my council colleagues. Thank you.
Councilman Ross?
Thank you, Council President, and good evening, everyone. I first want to say Ramadan Mubarak to the Muslim community and happy spring to everybody. Even though it didn't feel like spring today, maybe we'll have a better day tomorrow, a warmer day. But I want to say thank you to Carol Perkins. She gave me some information tonight that I want to share with you. It's about food distribution. Essex County, our executive, Joseph D. Vincenzo, is having a food distribution event. This event will distribute 1,000 boxes containing non-perishable food items on a first-come, first-served basis. The event will take place on Thursday, March 28th at 9 a.m. at the Essex County Branchbrook Park Cherry Blossom Welcome Center in Newark. The event will proceed regardless of weather conditions. So again, 1,000 boxes of food will be distributed on March 28th at 9 a.m. There also might be a good time on that day to check out the cherry blossoms in Branchbrook Park, because I've been down there when they're blooming and it's very, very beautiful. But I will have this information put on the website also. Second of all, in honor of Women's History Month, I want to give my female council colleagues a shout out in honor of you all and give you all great respect for all that you do. All of you have busy lives, working full-time jobs, raising families, taking care of loved ones, and yet all of you find time and do a great job representing the city as councilwomen. I think it's forgotten that we have lives and responsibilities outside of city business. But all of you find time to have and attend meetings, sit on committees, answer and return phone calls, and do whatever is required. In my opinion, you all go above and beyond. And lots of times it's a thankless job. But you continue to represent the city respectfully, day after day after day. So tonight, and I speak for my male council colleagues, happy Women's History Month. To you, Council President Tensie Eason, to you, Councilwoman Adrian Wooten, to you, Councilwoman Quantavia Hilbert, and to you, Jamie Summers Johnson, who's not here tonight. Thank you for all that you guys do. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you, Council President.
Yeah, somebody's ringing my doorbell. So those are the flowers you sent me, right? Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilwoman Jamie Summers Johnson, is she on? Councilwoman Wooten?
Council President, I want to say thank you so much to Councilman Ross. Those were really nice words. We do a lot as women, and happy Women's History Month to all of the women ladies on the call. I just want to say, in speaking to what Councilman Ross just said, for example, my granddaughter is home on spring break, and she means the world to me. Anybody that knows me knows that. So I'm just overjoyed with that. Being a grandmother, I think, is the greatest thing in the whole wide world. You can't compare it to anything. Don't really have much to say. I will speak to Ms. Campbell regarding the bicycle ordinance. We've texted and we're going to talk in the morning. I will also reach out to Councilwoman Hilbert and our inspector who deals with plumbing, because sump pumps can deal with odors and things coming into your home. So I want to make sure that everybody is safe. Happy Ramadan to all of our Muslim friends. And last year, I think we had a community iftar, and we may be doing that again. So I'll reach out to the people that helped me with that last year. Once again, happy Women's History Month to everybody on the call. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Easton.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Where's your granddaughter? Have her come to the screen and wave at us.
Come here, Elise. She's like, she's a typical college kid. Bend down.
Hello.
She's the best.
Hi.
Hi, Elise.
Hi. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have a lot. I want to thank Councilman Ross for those comments, because we women do something that men could never do, and that's birth children. And we love our children. So thank you for all the pain you guys cause us. But thank you anyway. We appreciate our children. We love them, and we do a lot as women. I only have one announcement. And there was a rumor going around that East Orange General, or it's called Carewell, was closing the hospital. And administration wants everybody to know it is not closing. So could we just please stop the rumors? They're adding some new services that should be coming on board soon, but they're working with our Mayor Ted Green and the county to make sure that hospital does not close. I will be probably meeting with them the first Monday in April to tour the hospital and just sit down and make sure that we're all on the same page, because we cannot afford to lose another hospital in Essex County. So let's keep praying that everything works out, and they has assured me that they will not be closing. Please move the agenda.
Ordinance on second reading, public hearing. 24-2021, an ordinance to amend the city code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 4, entitled Administration of Government, Article 2, entitled City Council, Section 15, entitled City Clerk. The recommendation is for it to remain postponed. Is there a motion?
Motion to remain postponed.
Second, Montague.
Motion to remain postponed by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Montague III on the motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III?
Yes.
Councilmember Ross?
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten?
Yes.
And Council President Easton?
Yes.
This item will remain postponed. 2-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 200-32 and Chapter 200-38 of the City of Orange Township Code, Frankfort Street. It was tabled on the March 5th, 2024 council meeting, and the recommendation is for it to remain tabled.
Motion to remain tabled.
Second, Wooten.
Motion to remain tabled by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Wooten. On the motion?
On the motion.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes. Why is the recommendation to remain tabled? The Department of Public Works updated the recommendation to change the direction of the flow of traffic. That was the only reason why we tabled it the last time.
Councilwoman Hilbert, I don't think we saw that. And Marty Mays didn't tell us that this was a new one.
It was sent.
No, I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
Frankfort North from Lincoln Avenue to for me, when I read it earlier, it was still confusing. So I don't know what is the take on for the council.
Council President?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, and Councilwoman Hilbert, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had that discussion the last meeting that all of those streets was going one way, right? And we needed to get the engineer to come out to see which streets we're gonna change to go the opposite direction, because all those streets from Lincoln to Scotland was going in one direction. And we said that wasn't right. We needed to change that, and we was going to get an engineer to look at it. And I don't know if that's happened, or I haven't seen a report.
Yes, so it did happen, and there was a letter shared with the clerk's office regarding instead of the flow of traffic going east, which was going to be similar to the other streets, they said basically what we said last time, because Council President agreed with me, we can't have all the streets going in the same direction.
Right.
So the engineering department did confirm that it is best that it goes west. The flow of traffic go out to Scotland Road. And so again, this is for public safety measures to help with the crossing of the pedestrians. This is also for the number of motor vehicle accidents we've had in the area. I had the police department do a study. One of the lieutenants, she helped me out with just getting a couple of information for the amount of accidents we had in that area.
Council President, if you read it though, they didn't change it because Minton Place goes from Lincoln Avenue to Scotland Road. Frankfort is going to go from Lincoln Avenue to Scotland Road. So I think there's still confusion as to what they wanted. They want Frankfort should go from Scotland Road to Lincoln Avenue. That was the question.
No, Franklin, the first time around, they said not Franklin, I keep saying Franklin, Frankfort. Frankfort should go from Scotland into Lincoln Avenue. So we flipped it.
No, you didn't, because Minton Place goes from Lincoln Avenue to Scotland Road. Henry Street goes from Lincoln Avenue to Scotland Road. So Frankfort needs to come from Scotland Road to Lincoln Avenue to even it out.
Council President, where is the updated engineering report?
Well, we don't have it, so we're gonna leave it tabled until we get that clarified and bring it back on the next meeting. And
okay, yeah, let's just leave it tabled until Marty Mays can speak to this.
Okay.
This is not consistent with the letter that I received from him and the engineer department.
Yeah, that's why we're saying leave it tabled until we get all of the reports. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Roll call to remain tabled. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Eason.
Yes.
This item will remain tabled. 8-2024, an ordinance of the municipal council of the city of Orange Township, Essex County, New Jersey, authorizing the grant of an air easement to VA 100M Urban Renewal LLC over portions of the city public rights of way along South Main Street and Prince Street pursuant to NJSA 40A:12-13. Are there any citizens who wish to speak? Motion to close citizen comments?
Motion to close, Ross.
Second.
Montague.
Motion to close citizen comments by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Montague the third. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adopt on final?
Motion to adopt on final.
Second.
Montague.
Motion to adopt on final by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Montague the third. On the motion? Seeing on roll call, Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Abstain.
abstain. Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President,
Wait, let me finish the vote.
Okay, you're on the count. You gotta wait till she finishes the, roll call.
Council President Eason,
Yes.
that's 5 yeas, 1 abstain and 1 absent. The motion passed.
Okay, well, I think he was, sorry, Joyce, I believe he was jumping in because, you had missed him during the roll call.
yes.
Oh, I did?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's do it again. Roll call. Councilmember Coley, Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Abstain.
abstain. Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Eason.
Yes.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeas, 1 absent and 1 abstain. The motion passed. Ordinance on introduction, first reading. 9-2024, an ordinance amending chapter 95 entitled Flood Damage Prevention of the Municipal Code of the City of Orange Township, creating section 95-89 entitled Sump Regulations. Their motion to adopt on final, first.
Motion to adopt.
There's second.
Second, Wooten.
Okay, motion by Councilmember Montague the third, second by Councilmember Wooten on the motion. Seeing on roll call, Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Eason.
Yes.
6 yeas, motion passed. 10-2024, ordinance amending chapter 94 entitled Bicycles of the Municipal Code of the City of Orange Township, creating section 64.5 entitled Bicycle Regulations. Is there a motion to adopt on first?
Motion to adopt, Ross.
Oh, second,
Ross.
Wooten.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Wooten. On the motion? Seeing on roll call, Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Eason.
Yes.
11-20, motion passed. 11-2024, an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Orange Township, chapter 200, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, section 200-52-1, Handicapped parking spaces, 279 North Day Street. Motion to adopt on first.
Motion to adopt. Second, Montague.
Ross first.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Montague the third. On the motion, seeing on roll call, Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Easton.
Yes.
6 yeas, motion passed. 12-2024, ordinance to amend the code of the city of Orange Township, chapter 200, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, section 252-1, Handicap parking spaces, 364 Berwick Street. Motion to adopt on first.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Montague the third, second by Councilmember Wooten on the motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Easton.
Yes.
13-224. An ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 210 of the City of Orange Township Municipal Code entitled Development Regulations to revise the definition of retail sales to include personal service establishments. Motion to adopt on first.
Motion to adopt, Ross.
Second,
Second.
Hoover.
Motion to adopt on first by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Hilbert on the motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent. Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Easton.
Yes.
That's 6 yeas, the motion passed. The final reading for all the ordinances that just passed will be April 16th, 2024. Consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. Council members, what items would you wish to have removed?
We have 180 and 188.
180 and 188.
Right.
Are there any other ones?
Council President, on 164, there was supposed to be an amendment. Has that been done?
Is it 164 or 163?
164. There was an amendment. It should have read 24.
Oh, yes, it was an update that we need to make to the dollar figure.
Correct.
Okay.
And then now, I'm sorry, what was it that, I believe that last paragraph, the wording was correct, but the dollar figure was incorrect. So the dollar figure should read $23,064.43.
Correct.
And they're gonna make that correction before they file it.
Oops, ma'am.
Okay.
So,
Councilwoman Hilbert, what was that, 165? Did you want that removed?
163. You can leave it. That's fine.
Okay.
I asked
Alright.
my questions. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
so leave 163.
Yes.
So I have 180 being removed and 188 is going to be withdrawn. Just
Yeah,
wanna confirm.
being withdrawn. They both being
Okay. Both being withdrawn.
Yes.
So the consent agenda consists of 159, 160, 161, 162, 163 as amended, 164, 165, 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 177, 179, 181, 182, 183, 184, 185, 186, and 188, and 189.
Now we removed 188. We removed
188?
Yeah,
Right, so 187 is there, but we're removing 188.
187.
187 stays and 188 is going to be withdrawn. A motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Council, motion.
Motion by Council Member Easton, second.
Second, Wooten.
On the motion?
Ms. Lanier,
Yes.
188 is a non, we don't need to do anything with it because it never made the agenda.
188 never made the agenda. Okay.
It never made the agenda. It was.
Okay.
So you don't need to do anything with that. Just take it out of the packet. So the only thing we need to take action on is 180.
Okay. Okay. Roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson is absent, Councilmember Wooten,
Yes.
Council President Easton.
Yes.
That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. Motion passed. So 180-2024. A resolution authorizing payment of legal fees to law firm Blau and Blau LLP as tax appeal counsel for an amount not to exceed $92,046.29 for services rendered in prior years. Is there a motion?
Motion to withdraw.
Second,
The motion is
Montague.
Motion to withdraw by Council Member Eason. Second by Council Member Montague III on the motion. Seeing a roll call. Council Member Coley,
Yes.
Council Member Hilbert,
Yes.
Council Member Montague III,
Yes.
Council Member Ross,
Yes.
Council Member Summers Johnson, absent, Council Member Wooten,
Yes.
and Council President Easton.
Yes.
This item has been withdrawn. I believe that's it. Council members, is there any new business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Ross.
Second, Wooten.
Motion to adjourn, by Council Member Ross, second by Council Member Wooten. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned at 9:01 p.m.